Jarvis has an MCL sprain. He'll be week to week. Taki has a hamstring strain. He's week to week. And Hub is improving, but he remains week to week. With yesterday, kind of talked about it after the game. Always good to get a win. There's plenty for us to clean up. There's plenty of corrections to be made, and that's what the guys are working hard on today and making those corrections, so we can go out this week and play better football against a one-on-one Chicago Bears team coming to our place. With that, I will take any questions you guys have.
Thank you very much, Coach. The first question will be from Tom Withers.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Coach. With Jarvis, are you going to be able to avoid an IR situation with him? Would this be a less than 3-week situation?
I think we'll see, Tom. We'll work through all those type of decisions over the next few days, if you will. But I will see.
Obviously, you don't replace a guy like him. In terms of Odell, could this bring him up earlier? And then what is the situation with Davion Davis? Will he be activated?
Yeah, I'd say the Odell situation is really not dependent on the availability of anybody else. So we'll again continue to bring him along and then see when he's ready to go. And then Davion Davis, I don't really have an update there, Tom, on that one.
Thank you.
Nate Ulrich is next.
Hey, Kevin, do you have an update on Jedrick Wills in addition to those other guys?
Yeah, I'd tell you, Nate, he's no worse for the wear. I was really proud of him for how he responded, wanting to go out there, competed. And like I said, he got stiff, and I thought it was the right thing to do to take him out. But that's a big deal, and I think your teammates recognize that that's a big deal when you fight to make it to Sunday.
And Kevin, with you saying Jarvis is week to week, are you ruling him out for Sunday against the Bears?
Yeah, Nate, I'll just hold off on any of those type of decisions. I'll just tell you we're working through all those things.
Thanks, Nate. Scott Petrick, go ahead.
Hey, Kevin. Obviously, Jarvis is a guy that doesn't miss time. So how does he deal with this kind of situation?
Yeah, I mean, I've already spoken to him. He's attacking his rehab, as you can imagine. Nobody likes to be injured, but it's kind of going back to the statement I just made about Jed. These guys are going to fight their rear ends off to get back and battle and compete with their teammates. And I think Jarvis will be another example of that.
And if you don't have Jarvis and Odell for a game, how does it change how you run the offense, how you call plays?
Just who's ever available to you, Scott. You got to move the ball no matter what.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you, Scott. Dan Lobby, go ahead.
Hey, Kevin, again, kind of more on replacing Jarvis, I guess. When you kind of see what Demetric Felton brought to you, is he a guy that you could kind of explore using in the slot a little more, even though maybe he can't do everything Jarvis does?
Yeah, I'd say, we're excited about Demetric. Obviously, we're excited to add him in the 6th round of the draft. He's worked really hard throughout the spring and summer. As you guys have seen, he's been in the running back room, been in the wide receiver room. And these are the type of things you do with rookies. You grow their role based on what they're ready to handle. So he obviously made a great play for us on that screen and great individual effort. He's made plays as a returner. So it's our jobs to grow their roles. And really, the truth is these guys earn their roles. And I think Demetric's doing that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Matt Fontana has our next question.
Yeah, Kevin, have you had a chance to talk to Baker today, just how his shoulder is feeling?
I haven't had a chance to talk to Baker yet today. I know obviously our training staff has talked to him. He's doing fine. He's sore. He's doing fine.
And I know we asked you about it yesterday. You said you wanted to take a look at the tape, but on that interception with Schwartz coming inside, Baker kind of mentioned that maybe Anthony wasn't in the quite exact spot that he thought he would be. Just your thoughts if you did have a chance to take a look at it on tape.
Yeah, Matt, nothing really to add from what I said yesterday.
Thanks.
Thank you, Matt. We'll go to Mary Kay Cabot.
Yeah, Kevin, how do you feel about what you have left on your receiving core in the event that Jarvis can't play against the Bears and Odell might not, if he's not ready yet? Obviously, we did talk about, a couple mishaps yesterday with Donovan and Anthony. So how do you feel about what you have left? And, what do those young guys need to do?
Yeah, Mary Kay, I would tell you, we try to put together a game plan to win that game each week. And it's our job to see who's available to us and construct a game plan accordingly. You mentioned those two young guys already this season. Donovan has made big plays for us. Think about that third down late in the Kansas City game. I know Schwartz has made big plays for us. So if those two are out there, we're going to be counting on them. And if someone else is out there, we're counting on them. That's kind of how it works. But really, I would tell you that that's my job. That's our job as coaches to make sure we put the guys that we have available to us in the best position to succeed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Kay. Jeff Shadell, you will have our next question.
About Greg Newsome. It looked to me like he got that pass interference penalty, and then it seemed like a similar play, and he broke it up. Is that just an example of him growing, or am I wrong about that?
No, I think, Jeff, you're going to see examples of these rookies growing throughout the season for sure. That defensive pass interference, that's a tough play. He's in great position. You just got to wait for the receiver's hands to go up and then your hands go up. But, he's in a good position. So that's a good place to start. And we'll trying to teach off of the tape when it comes to that.
Thank you, Jeff. Let's go to Scott Petrick.
Hey, Kevin, was the plan to play Grant Delpit as much as he did yesterday?
Yes. Yeah, he had him on a pitch count, wanted him to get his first couple plays under his belt, and he did a nice job.
And I mean, after watching the film, how did he show up to you? It seemed like he made plays kind of in all areas of the field.
Yeah, he really did, Scott. He filled the run well there at the end of the first half. Obviously made a splash play with the sack fumble late in the game, but by and large, he was where he was supposed to be. Was it perfect? No. But that's his first NFL football game. So I thought a really good effort for his first time out there.
Thanks.
Thank you, Scott. Fred Greetham, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, after looking at the film, what's some of the things you see that you can, infuse or get the pass rush, from the front going? I mean, what's missing?
Yeah, Fred, I'd tell you, it's never one thing. It's a combination of rush and coverage when you're talking about those passing situations. So there are definitely things we can do better up front. There are definitely things we can do better in the back end because they go together. So that's one of the things we're going to work very hard on this week to have an improvement in that area because we need to be better on third down.
Thank you, Fred. Marla Reidner has our next question.
Along those lines, about the defensive tackles, are you getting what you need from them? I mean, Miles mentioned yesterday he was inside a lot. I didn't know if that was because of the game plan or because you needed him or, just what do you need from them?
Yeah, Marla, I tell you, I think we need production from anywhere we can get it, across the front, whether you're rushing inside or outside. We're always going to have a rush plan based on what we think they're going to do. So we will at times move guys around or at times we'll do straight rush from a normal 4 down front. And we just got to make sure we're using our technique and try and get home. I would tell you they did a nice job. The Texans did a nice job of chipping the edges each time. So we just got to stay at it, stay after it, keep working through it, working our techniques and come up with a rush plan.
I know, you said you need a lot to shore up, but when you looked at the defense, was there anything that stuck out that needed the most attention?
I think there were some really good moments, Marla, and then it's just a matter of you got to get off the field on third down and you got to find a way. And it's always a combination of things. It's never just one thing, but that's going to definitely be something we work on very hard this week and really going forward. It's third down's a really important down. It's really important that we get the offense into some non-advantageous third down distances and then get off the field, force them to punt.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marla. Tom Withers, back to you.
Thanks, Rob. Marla always steals my questions. Hey, Kevin, does the injury situation yesterday just kind of underscore the fragility of a season?
Yeah, I think we've talked about it before, Tom. Injuries are nobody likes them. They're awful. I don't care if it's your team or the other team. You never want to see that ever. But also, it's part of our game. This is a very physical game. You lose Jarvis in the second play of the game, and guys have to step up. That's the nature of this thing. I thought guys stepped up. And if he's unavailable this week, guys have to step up. And if we have somebody else who's unavailable, the guy has to step up. That's just the nature of the NFL. That's why you talk about depth being so important, because, you could be in your depth early. I think back to the Kansas City game, we lose Jed, you lose Hub coming out of that game, and you're into your depth. And that's kind of how it works in the NFL.
While you might not have Jarvis on the field for a week or two, what would a Coach Landry mean to your group?
Well, we'll see if we have him or not. But even when he's playing out there, he's still Coach Landry. He works very hard with those young players and provides great leadership throughout the building.
Thanks.
Anytime, Matt Fontana, you're up.
Another question about Miles, coach, and maybe I just noticed it more yesterday. And I know they rotate a lot, but it just seemed like there were a couple of drives where Miles wasn't out there for maybe even like 5-6 plays in a row. Was that kind of weather related, or was that just the natural rotation and I just happened to pay attention more?
Yeah, I think you were paying attention this game, Matt. We'll roll those guys. It's a long season. These are long games. We have confidence in the other guys. So when we waive Miles, for instance, we're just looking to have a fresh Miles out there rushing the passer.
And kind of off of that, I know you mentioned that you gave Stump like a number when it came to the running back situation. Does Joe have that for like Chris on the D line, or is that just kind of a feel thing?
Yeah, no, we definitely talk through each game, what you're targeting for each player, how you think the game's going to unfold. And then, as you can imagine, the game sometimes doesn't unfold exactly how you thought it might. So that's where we just have to be great communicators on game day on both sides of the ball, making sure we're aware of where the guys are from a snap count range.
Thanks.
Thank you, Matt. We'll go back to Mary Kay Cabot.
Yeah, we're going to be talking to Denzel Ward today. Just wondering what you thought of his game on that first drive by Tyrod. Like he, kind of went after him a little bit, which was sort of surprising. But just in general, how do you think Denzel did in that game?
Yeah, Mary Kay, I tell you, some good moments, some moments I'm sure he wants back. And I know I can already see him working the technique that he's going to work this week and drill down on it. You go against some pretty good wide receivers, they're going to make a play here and there. It's really how you respond. So some good moments and definitely some moments that he's going to work real hard on this week.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Kay. We're going to take two more, Nate Ulrich and Scott Petrick. Nate.
Hey, Kevin, lost my connection for a minute, so apologies if this is a repeat. But with Odell, I know you said it's not his, return or plan isn't dependent on anybody else. Are you looking to make a decision Wednesday again? Where do you stand with it this week? Do you want him to go through the week and find out later in the week, or kind of where are you at this week with the whole, Odell situation and plan?
Yeah, I'm on Wednesday. I'm on Monday, and I'll wait for Wednesday when we get there. So we'll talk through those things, Nate. But I don't have any announcement as it relates to that.
And just to get it on the record, was week 3 the target for his return when you made the decision last week, early in the practice week, to not play him in week 2?
No, it's every day's been day to day with him, just like you do with every player. See how they're doing day to day and then week to week. But there's been no week 3 circling on the calendar or anything like that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nate. Final question for Coach goes to Scott Petrick.
Hey, Kevin, what's your philosophy there at the end of the half, using all 3 timeouts to make them punt? I mean, I assume you got to weigh some risk and reward there.
Yeah, I thought if you can make them punt, because punter might drop the ball, bad snap, you get a punt blocked potentially. So with the time remaining on the clock there, we thought if we could maybe pressure the punter, come out with a big play. And then, if it's a punt that you can't handle as a punt returner, you can also let that thing hit the ground and not get near it and let the half bleed out, if you will.
But when you see Dimitri fumble it, there's always a risk. They could have a mistake, but you could too. Is it just kind of not coaching out of the negative and just assuming you're going to handle it?
Yeah, I would say was not thrilled when I saw the ball on the ground, but felt like it was an opportunity to be aggressive with our punt rush and they did a nice job getting the punt off. But like I said, if you can't field it cleanly as a punt returner, you don't have to field that ball at all.